Hi there. My name is Jamie Devine. Welcome to I Am Divinity.
Here at I Am Divinity, what we do is we help you unlock your inner power.
So that's what we're doing. Don told me his vision of raising humanity's consciousness to the level of 700 on the scale, enlightenment.
That's power.
Imagine how healthy our community will be.
They're so pure and so powerful.
Whispers of the morning stars, love expanded, infinite, come to earth, a hero's journey, finding what has always been, finding what has always been. Finding what has always
And looking forward to the interesting conversation today of symptoms and other than symptoms, like what are they related to? What are they related to? And that's what I'm talking about. Like people run to doctors for medicine or run to doctors for operations or and guess what? They're cover up. They're a mask. That's what they are. That's exactly what those things do. And I have worked with so many people with symptoms that, well, let's start with a couple. Okay? Let's start with a couple. A billionaire showed up. He was from Toronto. I was Vancouver. And he had 5 addictions: alcohol, drugs, food, gambling, sex. Now, he also had other problems in his marriage. He had panic attacks, all of those. But we'll just deal with the 5 symptoms, addictions. How long does that take? Do you put a number to that? You put a number to how long it would take to get rid of 5 addictions, all serious addiction. You got your number yet? Okay, well, I'm going to tell you what that number is. Okay, you ready? That was approximately 45 minutes. Approximately. We're all gone, all 5 of them. I know, I absolutely know from being in treatment industry, working in treatment centers and addictions and all of that. I know what's spent by many people. They fly from one end of the country to another, and some of them spend a whole year overcoming an addiction. I'm talking about 5 addictions in 45 minutes. Now, the next thing you're going to say, or I've been asked, oh yeah, well, how long did it last, Don? Well, I'll tell you, in this particular case, the last time I talked to him was 15 months later. That was the last time I talked to him. Still no trace of any. How is that? So, what about your asthma? What about your chronic fatigue? What about your panic attacks? What about whatevers? What are they about? Yeah, like, yes. So here's a few that I had growing up. Infantago on a regular basis. Migraine headaches. Asthma. Traumatic stress disorder. What else? Did I say migraines? Not, I did. And yeah, they just went on and on and on. Skin rashes all over my face, like so many. I haven't had a symptom now for 40 years, somewhere in that vicinity. 40 years. How is that? Where did they all go? Where'd they all go? And there was a group that I was working with here a little while ago, and one of them was asthma. 58 years had asthma. 58 years. Would you agree that that's quite a while to have asthma? So I worked with her, and at that time I was doing 2 groups. I was doing one on Tuesday night and then on Thursday night. So I work with her. She said, oh my God, I can just it's like half gone. Really? Yeah, like so different. Thursday, said, yeah, 50% of it's gone. I said, oh yeah, percent, eh? So you decided to keep 50%. What you're telling me. Oh. Yeah, yeah, I guess I did. No, there's no guessing about it. You decided to keep 50% of your asthma. Now, what's the listen to this carefully. Listen to this next statement carefully. What is the positive intention, my dear, of you holding on to 50% of your asthma? It's to get attention. Huh. How interesting is that for you, the listener? So, is that how you want to walk through life? Is that how you want to do this? She said, no, I'm not. I said, okay, you ready? And in 1 second, not 1 minute, not 1 hour, not 1 day, not 1 week, 1 second, boom, all gone. How amazing is it? Okay? And I did the same in that same group, the lady with post-traumatic stress disorder that had that for 38 years. 38 years. How long did that take? You'd like to guess how long that. Well, I will tell you how long it took. 1 second. How is that possible? First of all, you need to know. You need to know something. You need to know how powerful. And then the next thing is, okay, how am I using that power? How am I doing this? It's funny. Oh yeah, my chronic back pain. That was another thing that went with my psoriasis and my migraines, all of those. Yeah. Interesting. How did that work? How did that work? So I would every 2 to 3 months, I would end up being bed for a week, 10 days, sometimes 2 weeks, with back pain so chronic that I couldn't. I literally had a lot, like it'd be like lie on a floor that was like we had a waterbed. Couldn't sleep in a waterbed. Couldn't, because it was like this. So I had to lie on tile floor where it was just solid. Found out going on with that. I had these blackouts, all skin irritation, and I'm having difficulty recalling the last time I had a symptom. A symptom of any sort. How amazing is that? Would you agree that we have power? Okay? Now, it is pretty amazing how people create things and why they create them and how they create them. And it's like there is always something. Or accident. Like it doesn't matter what they. Doesn't matter. There's something going on with you. That you're trying to get something from somebody. Something. And that's what it's about. Going to the doctor. No, like I have shared this story because it's so unique, I guess you could call it, the quickness. And I was in my condo up in Cypress Mountain, West End, and it was on the 19th floor, 20th. They had a real strong recycling. It was spotless. It was like the garbage room, which was really this recycling spot. Like you could eat dinner there. You could invite the queen there to have dinner with you. It was that spotless. And I took down everything, cans here, bottles here, paper here, garbage here, boom. About to walk out the door. So I opened up the door to walk out off the recycling. And there was a guy on the other side opening the door to walk in. And he was literally gray in color. Gray. Holy shit, man. You don't look too good. What's going on? Oh, that I've got prostate cancer. I had it for 16 months. Had 32 radiation treatments. Poison, by the way, radiation poison. And yeah, 32 radiation treatments. It burned all my stomach walls and intestines. Scorched some of my organs. I don't know how much time I have to live. I didn't know his name. I didn't know anything. I just, well, you want to do something about that, bud? Uh, uh, yeah, okay. So I just started boom, 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 one question after the other. Boom, 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 boom. 15. You hear this? 15 minutes later, we were finished. All I knew was his name was Al. That's all I knew. That is all I knew. His name, Al. Walked out the door. Gave him my phone number. 3 weeks later. 3 weeks. You hear that number? 3 weeks later, I get a call. Don, this is Al. Al Janik. Met you in the recycling room 3 weeks ago. Yeah, Al. Yeah, I remember you. Remember Ben? Said, well, I just had x-rays. I don't have any cancer. How'd that happen? Tell me how that happened. Do you know how that happened? Hey, I know how that happened. It's like he was creating the cancer to deal with something that he didn't know how to deal with. That's what we do. That's what we do. We have these symptoms. The worst thing you can do, run to the doctors, get a medication, get burnt with radiation, get something like that, whatever. Now, I understand if you're in a serious car accident or whatever, and you need medication, you're bleeding to death. And even though those are all parts of a symptom going on in your life, okay, there are emergencies that you have to deal with. And that. But it's like, how is this? So the Janessa, she spent more time in the hospital over the last year than out. So more than 50% of the time that she spent in the hospital with a wide range of symptoms. Okay? And somebody convinced me to work with her. She wasn't quite ready, and I wasn't going to, but I thought, oh, okay. Now, so I did actually work with her. Came to where I was staying, and she had, I can't remember all the details. And anyway, it was 2.5 hours later. Said to her, so Janessa, oh my God, it's all gone. What's all gone? Said, I had a bulge on my stomach wall bigger than your fist, Don. Look, went like this. There. How is that possible? I'll tell you how possible. How powerful you are. And you have a problem going on in your life, in your relationships, in your marriage, with your children, with your finances, with your whatevers, with your career, whatever. And you are creating symptoms as a result of not being able to deal with it, whatever that is. Yep. So, once I, December 19th, I believe it was, 2019. And I sent it out to some people, and it was like, take 10 people through my process a day that had cancer. Didn't matter. I didn't care where it was, where they had it, how long they had it. None of that. None of that. Okay? last time I talked, now I did it. I did the whole process, and two of them it was gone that day. And then I just followed up with them. And what was it? It was a month later. A month later, there was only two that simple. Do you have any idea how powerful you are? Do you? What we do is we rely on these medical systems, rely on you not dealing with symptoms, standing and not knowing what the cause is. That as a pushing that for you. What is going on in life? On with my what's going on with never having fun? What's going on with my workaholic? What's going on? Like la 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 la. That's what I'm talking about. Sudden, I know how to trace it. I know what's going on. I'm not a doctor. I don't have any medical anything. I don't have any medical anything. Get that? Do you hear that? I'm not a doctor. Don't do anything medical. Don't do anything with pills. Don't do anything with any of that. It's like, I liken it to a jigsaw puzzle. Anybody here that's listening, do you ever put a jigsaw puzzle together? Well, I used to do that all the time. Now I go to pick up my sweetheart at the time. I was in Prince Edward Island. We're both out in the country. I go and go to pick her up, and mother'd be sitting there at the kitchen table with putting the jigsaw puzzle together, and I'd end up sitting there with her for an hour or two putting the jigsaw puzzle together. So I know what that's like, and I was very good at it actually. And there's this jigsaw puzzle, but the cover on the box is you. Cover on the box is you, and it's like, I'm having these accidents. How come that this is going on in my life? How come this financial piece is still here? How come? Well, it is because you are not dealing. That is pretty intense on your system. It exposes. Now, cancer just seems to be the one that it's actually socially acceptable. No one questions somebody with cancer. No, it's like, oh, so terrible. You anything I can do. Next thing you know, yeah, actually, they were both early 40s. Their case, they both took my process. They got rid of all their cancer. I showed them what, how, do. Interesting. Interesting. Sleep. Like the lady that sent her story to. It's like literally poison. Medical. So, no, cut out, something to be burnt off. Cause. What is the cause? And there is an awesome book by Debbie Shapiro. Oh, what's the name of it? She has different ones. The Mind Body Workbook. Mind Body Work. May I suggest, strongly suggest, you get that book. And it correlates symptom to what's going on with you. Okay? That's the best. That's the best. Medicine. That's the best medicine you could ever purchase. Is finding out the link between my symptom, and what's going on for me emotionally. Yeah. There's your Christmas present. You go get that book. That's your Christmas present to you. And look at what's that correlation? What's the correlation? And then know that, listen carefully, listen very carefully. If you created that, which is there's a 99% chance, like Ivory Soap, that you did, no matter what it was, no matter what it is, you created it. And I am not saying that for you to beat yourself up. Not at all. Like, oh, I had something to do with that? No, you had all to do with that. So, if that were true, let's pretend I'm telling the truth. Let's say I'm telling the truth. Okay? And I know what truth is when it comes to this. All of a sudden, it's heart attack. Oh, when was the last time you opened your heart wide open without being afraid of being hurt? Interesting. Heartburn. Oh, burning in my heart. Chronic back pain. Oh, I can't carry this load anymore. This weight anymore. Like it is figurative. Your symptoms are figurative. And running to the doctor for a medication or an operation or something is not your first choice. By far not your first choice. By far. That book of Debbie Shapiro. Yes, Louise Hay had one, but it's just way too general. Debbie Shapiro was very specific. Very specific. Yeah. And yeah, it's there. Oh, want a divorce, but you're scared to ask. You don't want to be alone. Or one of my kids is acting out and I'm whatever. We could go on and on and on and on and on and on with all the symptoms and what but what are they correlated to? Where are they connected? Okay. Post-traumatic stress disorder. I had a lady on a call. Post-traumatic stress disorder for 58 years. Either 56 or 58 years. Okay. I don't have them here in front of me, so I might be off a little bit. Okay. And I did the process with her in a group. Okay. Instantly gone. Gone. In a second. 1 second. 1 second. Not 1 year. 1 second. Who's going to believe that? The lady with asthma. 1 second. Gone. How crazy is that? How powerful is that? How powerful. Now I'm talking about power of being able to rate it and the power to be able to move it. That's how powerful you are. But then you take a detour, run to the doctor, get your medications, get your this, get your that, get all strapped and get all hooked up and all of that. Have these heart issues. You have your left leg. Oh, I have trouble stepping in my emotions. Oh, my right leg, my right knee keeps acting up. Oh, I have difficulty stepping into my power. Oh, I have chronic back pain. Oh, you have trouble carrying the weight of the burden of something. Like, you get it. Get it. And you have that power. Find out what it is. Find out what's going on. And then you can make a decision and do something different. That can be immediate. Okay, so one, what was it? It wasn't, it's asthma, I think. Asthma. Group of, how many? Oh, 38. And it was asthma. And so I did the process with everybody, and I just asked in general, God, it's 50% gone. Really? 50%. Yeah. Like, I'm so excited. 50% gone. I said, oh, yeah? Well, tell me why you're holding on to the other 50. Oh, my God. She figured it out right there. Boom. All gone. 1 second. Not 1 year, 1 month, 1 second. Now that's how powerful we are. That's how powerful we are. Rate these symptoms from unresolved things going on in our lives. Huh. Now, you may be upset. Don't want to hear this. Rather just blame whoever or whatever, or be this helpless victim. I'm going to the doctor. Going to the doctor to have an operation, or I'm going to the doctor to get medication, or I'm going to the doctor for another symptom related something. Wow. Now, I'll speak to one. Okay. My daughter. Shelley. Ovarian cancer. And what happened was she had not been out of bed for a while now. So, and one of my younger sisters, Brenda, was constantly, they were friends. Come and visit. And she hadn't been out of bed for other than to go to the bathroom. This is my matter of fact, everybody thought we were practically twins. We looked so much alike. My daughter and Shelley. And anyway, she had decided to follow her husband's routine of the medical blah, 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 blah. Okay? So I didn't interfere. And finally got so. She finally said, Dad, I'm ready. I took her through. She hadn't been out of bed other than the bathroom. I worked with her an hour and a half out in the car. And the river, about a half a mile away. Get up out of bed, clean the living room, clean the fridge, and walk down to the shore. Wow. How's that? Okay. Then the same thing the next day. Some different thing. Went to town, did some shopping, got some groceries. Next thing you know, back into bed. And so I got to tell you, have to clean up our thing. Happening. And our job is to correlation, like Debbie Shapiro. Strongly suggest you really. So you can take ownership rather than blame or play victim. The victim energy, so toxic. The victim energy is so effing toxic. Want to play victim? That's the best way to do it. And I'm suggesting you. If you decided that. Wow, that's exciting. That's very exciting. I'm telling you, I have all kinds stories. People healing it. I say instant. 15 minutes. Sometimes it's hey. They're all instant to me compared to, you know, being wherever forever. Yeah. So, and taking the power out of the medical system. Taking the power out of. Go over well with the medical. I refuse to give in to victimization. Goes with dying on medication. Whatever the everything staggering, pretty staggering kind of symptoms that have disappeared right in front of my eyes, actually. Yep. Seriously. So this, I got the Debbie Shapiro book, Don. Yeah. And it says, this is what's going on with me. And now I'm prepared to take physical something about that and stand in my power. There's your best planet. It's painful. Well, it's painful only because you are playing small. You are playing victim. That's what didn't get her to shift it temporarily. She was children. Oh, I encourage know, there was a lady in Boston, like somewhere there. Here I am in Vancouver. And she had only time she was at a bed was she walked down the stairs and bite to eat and walk back. And she was full of cancer. Anyway, she heard about me and ended up saying yes. Saying yes to. I work with her on Saturday. Get that? Saturday. On Sunday, her and her friend, Jaw, 5 kilometer. Like, how crazy does that sound? Okay? And she was doing amazing. No, listen to that. Listen to that guy. Back into happening around her. Pretty crazy. And I already told this one, and they're just different stories, and can't get any better than the story. So there was a guy that I was working with at head camp. He was from Europe. At where? And they had a boy. They had 2 boys. One was 9, the other was 5. And the 5-year young boy had Rubinstein Tebby. Never heard of it. Never heard of it in my life. Imagine now me saying I'm a doctor. No, just telling you. That's how little I know about the medical labels. And so all he could do is say 3 words and sit for 5 minutes. That was it. That was the limit. And his mother kept asking me, got a little bit of a dog thing on the other side of this fence here. And the mother came to me one day, Don, like, I want you to work with Jason. I said, no, you know what? I've never worked with kids. I don't know how to work with kids. Like I don't know these things. I don't know how to talk to them in regards to this. No, Don, you can't make it any worse. You can't make it any worse, because I was there to help her husband. And I'm open. You cannot harm him. I'm okay no matter how it turns out. Oh, okay. I'll see what I can do. And so I didn't know anything about. I didn't know no idea how it had to do with the nervous system or like anything. None. Nor did I read up on it or anything. I just started asking some questions. Precious little boy. Okay. And what was interesting is each time I came to work with his father, little boy, find a way, come downstairs or whatever, see me. Be like, just sit there. So he was doing that. There was something. He at 5 knew there was something I had for him. Much more than I knew that I had for him. Anyway, finally, okay, I'll do what I do, and we'll see what happens. She said, that's all, Don. Not asking for Miracles, I'm not asking for anything. I know you can't harm him. You would never think of harming him. The way you work with people, there's no way you could harm him. So, yeah, just give it a shot. Okay? Okay. Oh, that's what I did. And I worked a lot with his brain. His yeah, just like holding the vibration, that kind of thing, and connecting the heart with like all of that. I can't remember all of the things I did because it was all brand new to me. I never did anything like that before with that kind of a symptom. And I spent I think it was like 45 minutes, hour, something like left, and I come back. Remember what I said? That short of a 15 back. There he was. Said the alphabet. So he could only say 5 words before. Now he recited the alphabet to me. He recited the alphabet, the whole alphabet. A, B, C, D, F, G. Okay? Yeah. And then told me that he sat for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Wow. Now, what was crazy was he ended up posting that all over, everywhere, telling the story about son Jason and dramatic the shift was and how it all happened. And I had worked with him and everything. Not one, no one find out. We were into that lying on medical. It absolutely dramatic shifts. I think it was 10 days. I don't even know. I don't think it was full 2 weeks. Here's all. Not one call. Not one called her. Curious. So, where do you fit in? Where do you fit in? Symptoms. Symptom. Are you at least willing? At the very least willing to purchase Debbie Shoe. And there's others. I will say the Louise Hay one is pretty generic, pretty hard to find that system. Debbie Shapiro is very accurate. And she has other. Are you at least willing to order that, to look at that, to check that out? What it is that you rating the symptom that you have, no matter what it is. And if it's cancer, okay, where is it? Where is it? Just know. Seeing that? Taking ownership for that? Absolutely amazed. Absolutely amazed what happens to you. So I encourage you. I certainly encourage you to do at least Debbie Shapiro, at the very least. Now, I don't get a percentage on Debbie Shapiro's book. That's not what this is. It's like, okay, there's our different books out there, and that is one. It's for me. This is my husband, children, or my neighbor, like whatever. Not out. And just maybe, take action. Something. Yeah. Oh, I am finished playing victim. Finished playing victim. So I work with a lot of sports, like 15 different sports, 15 or 18 different. One of them was downhill. Now, this guy was the fourth best in the world. Fourth best in the world. Yeah, you heard me right. Fourth best in the world. Okay. And I was in Vancouver and he was Whistler, actually. And that was when the Olympics were coming. Anyway, he had heard about me. He had heard about me. And he decided it. Now something amazing about what he did. Oh, yes. He had chronic back pain. And he had treatments on his back, carefully, daily for 3 years. Hear that? Daily for 3 years. My program. How'd that work? Any idea? Oh, there you have it. I suggest you take ownership. I really. Then you're going. Yes, I know. I know. Anything in your power is threatening to. You're up. Kind of thing. What? I have a symptom, and in your power and deal with relationship or deal with whatever it is, differently than being this victim. I encourage you to stand in heart wide, and you're worth expounding universe, feeling complete invincibility with a wide open heart. Try that one for a couple of weeks and see what happens to the whole world, especially your symptoms. So there you have it. Congratulations. Come all the way through to the end here. I trust that you've figured something out. There you have it. And as always, it's a pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure offering this to the universe and of the unknown. So you take care.